Hello folks, Verondel here, and this is a game called Linkrealms. I'm hoping to give you a quick tutorial today, so that way if you decide you want to come and play this game, then you will be able to kind of have a good understanding of what you need to do so you can get started doing some dungeons and whatnot. So I'm just going to go through the basics of, well, let's see, how do we start? How to move, point your mouse cursor over somewhere, right click, and that you'll run towards that point. So, the first thing you want to do, I believe you spawn right around here. This point right here, this is your raise point. If you die, come to a point that looks like this little circle with the candles around it, and that's where you'll revive at. So it's always good to remember where those are at on every map. So the first thing you want to do when you start up is just come right over here and find these tomatoes. Come up to the tomato bush, double click, and you will harvest those tomatoes. If you're the only person in here, if you're not sharing it with a bunch of other new people, then you want to just try to harvest all of these that you can. Just, harvest the entire farm. You'll need a lot of these tomatoes. If there's a lot of other people here, just try to get what you can. There are multiple tomato farms, because we want you to have lots of tomatoes. And so, there are other tomatoes down in the public farm, but hopefully this will be enough for you guys. So, that's all I'm going to harvest right now, because I don't want to steal this from the new people, and I actually do have some tomatoes already. So, next thing up, we have our inventory right here. You want to click that, and this will bring up your backpack. Now, you pretty much want to keep this open at all times. Just kind of leave it over in the corner like this, because what this will allow you to do is that while you're out adventuring, if you get low on health or something, all of your healing items will be in here. Like right now, I could eat this tomato if I wanted to. Not that there's any point, but if to say this was my potion or whatever, I'll just double click on that, eat that, and then I'll be able to heal myself. So you want to keep this open for you. The other thing you want to keep open usually is the chat log right here. So if you click on that, then you'll be able to keep track of what everything is saying right here. If you notice, there's a lot of people talking right here, but it's actually just these NPCs right here. They're trying to help me out, and they want me to kill that tomato worm, apparently. Okay. So, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm actually going to close the chat log so we're not bothered by random people trying to talk to me. Okay, so we have tomatoes. Next thing you want to do is you want to pull out your juicer right here, double click on the juicer, click on the tomatoes, and you will make tomato juice. If you don't succeed at your attempt at first, I've been doing this for a while, so let's succeed every time, but if you don't succeed, just keep trying. It's not too terribly difficult to do. Next thing you want to do, once you start juicing, if you push Control X on your keyboard, it's the reuse last item, and you can just juice more tomatoes without having to double click this every time. That'll speed up your task. When I first started, I did not know that, and so that's actually very useful to know. So if you just let's keep clicking on this. Now, however many tomatoes you have, you pretty much want all of them to be juice. I've seen some people have a stack of 450 tomatoes. That's going to weigh you down. Put half of those in the bank. But when you're first starting out, having 200 tomato juice is not unrealistic, and you'll probably use it all. So just juice as much tomatoes as you can. I'm not going to sit here and juice all of these because I don't need to. This is just a tutorial. But when you're doing it, I recommend that you do. The next thing that you want to know is combat. You will start with a simple sword and a femur bone club. Now you will have practice items. I can't use the practice items, so I just got these ones. I'm going to use a sword. So if you just double click on the weapon, and you will equip it. Next thing you want to do is push tab on the keyboard, and then you'll pull it out. See, my guy's now ready to fight now. So you want to go attack one of these snails just for fun. So we'll just attack them. Now when you first start combat, you're going to be missing a lot. Not a big deal, just keep at it. You'll level up your combat skills as you go. When you kill these snails, they drop a snail shell. Just hover over that, click it, and then drag it right into your inventory. You want to keep these there for a quest. Speaking of which, the quest giver, I believe, is this guy right here. Make sure you do not have your weapon out when you try to talk to him. He does not like that. Well, I don't think you can actually attack the NPCs, but just in case. Alright, another thing, speaking of quests, when they have the gold exclamation point above their head, that means they have a quest to give you. If you see anybody of these on the map, whether you can actually do their quest or not, just talk to them, get whatever quest you can. If I talk to this gentleman, he'll just tell me about combat. Feel free to read up about this. I'm not going to bore you with that details right now. And this gentleman over here, if you do a quest for him, the reward you'll get is actually this cockerel cage with a cockerel in it, or a rooster. And that's a nice little companion you can have. Just click on that. And I have this pet rooster to follow me around. His name's Jimmy. You can name him whatever you like. I just chose Jimmy for the fun of it. So, definitely do any quests that you can early on, because it's just a good way of getting some money and some easy rewards. Also, once you're done with this guy's quest, you can click on him and click on sell, and you can sell the extra snail shells. He'll want, I think, like you to kill like 10 snails and a giant snail, or 10 snail shells and a giant snail, or something like that. And then after that, you can just sell these, and this is really easy money early on. So feel free to sell as many as you can. Tomato worms, you can kill them if you want. They don't really give you anything, but it's good practice. So once you're done with that area, head right on over here, and there's a wizard up here who will give you a quest. See, quest giver, and he'll want you to kill some ants. And these ants right here, just kill a bunch of these little ants, and there's some flying ants that you want to kill as well. So go ahead and go do that, get some good combat practice. One thing I wanted to say though, let's pull out a weapon and attack this guy, is while you're attacking, you have this battle tactics right here, the scroll and crossbones. Click on that and try to click on weak link. That's probably the one you can do right off the bat, and just use that as many times as you can. Chances are these battles will take a little while, so you'll replenish the battle tactics use agility, the stamina, so you'll replenish this bar as you go. Just keep using the battle tactics because you want to level up that skill, and it'll also increase your agility, which is very useful. Agility increases your swing speed, and it makes it so you can use other weapons and stuff. Speaking of which, we have our little status bars down here. We have life, stamina, mana, and psi, PSI. These are for your little mind powers, for your clairvoyance, which you can access right here. If I access this. This is another good one just to cast on random stuff. If you cast frailty right here, take that. Oh, I failed. So you can actually just sit here and you can just keep casting frailty. Frailty, what it'll actually do if you succeed, it'll lower the target's strength. I wasn't actually trying to attack you, dude. Okay. So, oops, wrong one. I want to cast frailty. So you can actually just sit here, just keep casting that as long as you want. There we go, I got it. Oh, okay, this guy nice, attacking. And so then, what that'll allow you to do is actually to, okay, I guess I don't need a battle tactic, he's already dead. Okay, so that'll allow you to level up your clairvoyance skill. Clairvoyance is very useful, especially this spell right down here, but that one takes a while to get to. So yeah, just level this up as much as you can, just cast it on random things. They don't really attack you when you cast it, so you can go cast it on, you know, monsters other player attacking or something. Just cast frailty, bewilder, confound, deceit, if it lets you. If you fail, you'll still level up the skill, but you just won't spend the psi points on it. So that's all good. Mana, that's for casting spells. You should be given this nice little practice staff right here. If you equip that, you'll see right over here we have use tool in hand. Click on that, is our spell book, and then these are all the spells you can use. This spell on this symbol right here means that you can use this spell, but you don't have it mastered. These ones I already have mastered. They won't give me any experience for using them, but I'll do it every single time. And this one will still give me experience, but I have a chance of failing. So I'm going to cast that. Wind Blast is really cool because it does a lot more damage than your sword does when you can cast it, but it uses up your mana points, which you don't have a lot of. I believe all of these start at like 15 when you first start out, so by all means, you know, level up these skills as you can. If you want to be a mage, just keep using that Wind Blast spell. Or you can keep using these ones too. These ones you cast on yourself. Like the frailty spell I cast on that ant lowers the strength. Might will increase my strength by 4 points. So now my strength's at 81. So by all means, cast these spells on whatever you can, get your skills up. So we'll get rid of that one. I'll grab my dagger back out. Another thing is once you've used these bars, they kind of deplete or whatever. If you want to regenerate them, like if I want to get some mana back, just click right here, and it'll try to do this concentration thing, which I apparently, or meditation I believe it's called. I'm actually not very good at it, so I'll just say you failed, but don't worry, if you look right down here, I'm still leveling up my meditation skill. So you just keep clicking on that as much as you can, and then once it finally succeeds, anytime now, usually doesn't take this long, but I say you just, once you succeed, you'll start like glowing blue, and then it'll kind of regenerate or whatever. So let's try a few more times and see if I can get that. There we go. And then I'll regenerate my mana. So that's a slightly faster way than just to do other stuff and wait for it to recharge. But you can do it either way because meditation is kind of slow anyways. So The next thing you want to do after all of this is you want to increase your strength. Your strength's at like 15, which is the same thing as your health. That's really low and hard to do much of anything. You go into one of the normal dungeons and like the smallest insects will kill you. It's not very much fun. Except for these ant guys. These ants are cool. But yeah, so the next thing you want to do is come right over here, and this is a vine